How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Deprived. We climbed out of the manhole in M New South Alley. This is after beating the cannon soldier in the last episode. Banshee runs up to us waving. His ever-present smell wafts off him. Figured I'd find you here. You gave me a shock dashing out of that mansion like that, Damien. Then the next thing I know, my mark was gone. What happened? I just needed to deliver something. You really saved us. I'd rather not think of the consequences if you hadn't made it in time. I don't get it, but it sounded like you did good work, Damien. Well then, if I must do my investigation another day, are we splitting ways here? Our marks are gone now. Flamez still has his, though. This always happens, I'm used to it. But now I might be able to change that. I finally discovered where the statues stolen from each shrine are. I'm lost, but I'm glad for you. It's thanks to all of you. I'll figure the rest out by myself. You should all return to your regular lives. You're saying we should split up then? You sure you'll be okay? Some things will work out eventually. Besides, this is say Cujo's dying wish. I want to respect it. Huh. Well, thanks. I'll head back then. I've been missing all those chemical smells from the labs. Good to hear your research is exciting, but don't forsake your humanity over it and end up like Miss Zoo. Like I do that. It's not even funny, by the way. Oh, yeah, Mr. Flamez? Whenever you want to get those statues, I'll help out. Until then, see you. Actually, I just realized pulling all those statues out of the manholes are going to be a pain in the ass. I'll be off as well. Honestly, all this has put a strain on me. I'm barely staying upright. Whatever you do, don't collapse on your way home, please. Hey, Flamez. One day, I'm hoping to let the public know about the underground shelter. For the sake of the wandering souls without a proper burial, I'd like it if you help with it. See you around. Guess I'll go too. You're not returning to the shelter, are you? I'm not that brave. The soldier's gone, but there's plenty of other things down there. I'll give it a few days to settle. So you're still planning on going back? I'm not sure I'd call that a smart move. Comes with living this kind of life. I'll bunker down in a park or under a bridge until things calm down. See you, Flamez. Bring more food next time, yeah? Alright, well, pretty much goodbyes. The former mark bearers have all left. I should probably head to the mansion myself. I've got to decide what to do next. Okay. I hear a voice calling from behind me. I turn to see Banshee in the middle of the road, staring intently at me. What's wrong? Remember now. His eyes are as wide as saucers. I forgot because of the mark, but I've met you before. What? What do you mean? Well, let me think. He scratches his chin. I know his memories are probably all a mess having just gotten them back, but I don't have time to wait for them. Ah, yes. We first met 5 years ago, and then again 10 days ago. Wait, 10 days? That was when I got to the mansion. I feel like I've been struck by lightning. I first arrived at Cujo Mansion 10 days ago. Yeah, okay. That means I met him before I lost my memories. I need to know, who in the world am I? I couldn't say. I wasn't interested in asking your name and you didn't give it. Then tell me, what do you know? Tell me about myself, please. Okay. I owe you for the food, so ask. What should I ask about? 5 years ago, the first time. You showed up at the shelter. Wanted to know about the Heavenly Buddha project. Gave me food. Actually, we were more focused on the Cujo family than the cannon soldier. What did we talk about then? The head at the time was majorly involved in the project. He was famous for his spiritual power, so the army asked him to help. He loaned them a number of his family's prized sacred treasures. So that's when he... Okay, you really zeroed in on that bit. He actually lent them the statues? Do you know what exactly the army got? Yeah, the shelter had a list. A mirror, a chisel, Buddha statues, cursed objects, and holy talismans. They were all returned to the family. Which means they're all in the mansion now. You kept popping by a few times until one day you just didn't. I only saw you next 10 days ago. Next is 10 days ago. Right? I'd just seen the cannon soldier, and you can bet I booked it out of that manhole. I ran into you on the street. Had you treat me to food to celebrate. Thanks for that, by the way. Okay, Banshee's talking about the person I was before I lost my memories. It's weird to hear about myself this way. You'd mentioned you'd been overseas. You'd only come back recently, about a month ago. Oh, and that's when I learned of the mark. You told me about it. It slipped my mind until just now. By that time, was my right arm? Yeah, it had the mark. You were acting all odd, though. You'd go to remember something, then stumble over the words. The curse was probably in the late stages. In fact, I completely forgot my name and passed a few hours after that. By the by, I've got something to tell you. This here Banshee Ito is a much noble character than regular folk. That's why I led a detached life, away from the world's vulgarities. What are you trying to say? Are you actually really? I could be crazy desperate, but I'd never shame my dear departed mom or divine providence. You understand? No, you lost me. I'm saying I never resort to stealing, even dying of hunger. Here, these are yours. He pulls out a wristwatch and a wallet. Ooh, each looks like an antique. They're inlaid with subtle designs. You forgot them at the restaurant. Let me see them. Is my name Banshee Ito? I grabbed them both and rushed to open the wallet. But there's no ID inside. There's no driver's license or company card with an ID when you got it? Don't ask me. You said you forgot your old wallet somewhere and lost it. It was probably in there. Oh, of course it was. I look at what else is in the wallet. Bills, coins, and a number of familiar business cards. Saya Kujo, Spirit Healer. Yep. Ah, those things. You tried to give me one. Told me to go there if I remembered anything. But I gave it back. I don't make a habit of carrying useless stuff. Saya Kujo's card was in my pocket when I first arrived at Kujo Mansion. It must have been the one Banshee returned. There's no doubt about it. I lost all my memories after I met Banshee. I've asked everything I wanted to know, but something's still bugging me. Did I say anything about the mark when you saw me 10 days ago? Well, I was so focused on eating that I wasn't paying full attention. Are you kidding? Oh yeah, you said the same thing as Hero about the cannon soldier. There's no way a human head on a statue will make it move. But it did actually move. That's what I thought too. And then, you said something strange. Oh, what did I say? You said that what happened 50 years wasn't because of the project. It was all because of her. Who's her? Her? That's not all. You said she gave you the mark. That she loved watching you lose your memories and fear death. You made her kick the bucket once, but she came back to life. You said you needed to do the same thing done 50 years ago to get rid of her. Who's her? My heart wants to beat out of my chest. I can feel sweat run down my face. There's no way I can keep calm. Before I lost my memories, I knew who had cursed me with the mark. Hey, old man. Who's she? Did I tell you? I wanted to know too, so I asked. But you couldn't answer me. I don't think you were trying to hide it. You just honestly didn't remember. Was that because of the mark? Well, that's about all I could tell you. Flames, we should get going soon. Go? Where? I'll tell you in your car. I'm real tired of standing. I'd like to sit for a bit. There's no point arguing here. I'll just get it out of him once we're in the car. New info is that the spirit file of my past self. Oh, okay. We're finding out a lot of stuff now. Sweet. And our new partner is Banshee. Our only partner is Banshee. Nope, the Banshee's out of the way. Banshee clambers into the backseat of the car. His heavy scent fills the enclosed space. Okay. Ah, I can finally catch my breath. Now then, driver, take us to the forest by H Castle. Wait, the forest? Did we have something to do with the chewing bride? I drive down the familiar road. All lights along the way are strangely green. We reach our destination without me having to slow down the car once. The engine chugs along. I feel the wheels of fate turning like those in the car I'm riding in. 10 days ago, I promised, in exchange for you buying me an extra order of almond jelly, if you did forget everything, I'd take you to H Shrine. Sounds like I prepared for everything. But if I was that careful, why didn't I leave myself a clue? Why prepare if I was just going to forget? Did the curse progress faster than expected, so it wasn't time? Or did someone get rid of it? But if I had business at H Shrine, why didn't I go there while I still have my memories? Something about timing. Waiting for some magic summer cleansing to clean away impurity. Suddenly my old self echoes in my head. I speak the words out loud slowly as realization dawns. The summer purification rites. They're rites held at shrines to exorcise evil. On the last day of June, you pass through woven reeds to cleanse yourself. I was trying to use that ritual to exorcise the impurity. Ah, gotcha. Luckily, today's the first day of July, so the rites or whatever are done. Should be no problem now. Exercise impurity, huh? What kind of impurity was I trying to cleanse? The more I learn, the less I understand. My previous self was like a complete stranger to me. This is getting like tense now. I'm trying to figure out, like, we apparently have a lot more to do with Saya than we actually thought we did. I'm wondering if we actually caused our own curse. How many times have I come to this forest now? The creepy arch and thick trees look the same as always. You know where Age Shrine is, yeah? Lead the way. You've never been there? First I heard of it was 10 days ago. Well, we do know where it is. It's to the left, and then keep going straight, and then up, and left a little bit, and you're there. Banshee and I push through the vegetation and make our way down the beast trail. We pass under the stone torii gates. Yep, right here. And finally arrive at the desolate 8th shrine. A few headless Buddha statues that are left shine the light of the flashlight. So the statues used in the project were stolen from here? Yeah, that's right. Is it really true the statues are connected to the mark somehow? I've considered the possibility that the mark was caused by their divine wrath, but 10 days ago... You said what happened 50 years ago wasn't because of the project, it was all because of her. This course I've been following this whole time. Then at some point I had to have been fed some huge lie, but what could it be? A shudder runs through me at the thought. It feels like I'm looking into the depth of hell. You said 10 days ago that the altar holds something important. Something about needing to keep it here to exercise the impurity. Was it the pillow? He approaches the altar and puts his hand on the sliding door. Huh? Yeah, it's empty. We're going. We know that. What's going on here? The thing's empty. Yeah, we know that already. Don't ask me. It was already gone when I was here earlier. Well, that's darn weird. You said there was a cloth pouch. What was inside? A small, fist-sized statue. A ninji butsu or something. It was the Goshin tie for the shrine. The Koju had used it in the shelter to stop the mess 50 years ago. And again, it's the Koju family. They must have strong ties to the mark. Well, this is about all I can do for you. At least it was enough to pay off the dessert. We should head back, son. Right. I'm still unsure about what my old self was thinking, but it's clear whatever plan I had didn't work. Where did the Ninji Butsu go? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I probably, most likely am. On the way back, I feel reluctant to go. I keep turning to look towards the shrine. Each time I do, Banshee hurries me on to the forest entrance. Well, this is where you part ways. You're not going to ride back with me? I'm going to be honest with you. I got a bit carsick on the way here. Flat roads were fine, but the curves and hills did me in. I just got a nice meal and I'd hate to throw it up, so I'll walk back. But it's pretty far from here. Kids are such wimps these days. When I was young, I used to walk across the Himalayas all the time. This ain't nothing. Haha. Crazy old person. His laugh is loud enough for the whole forest to hear it. He waves and leaves me alone. Alright. Once he's out of sight, I get in the car. Yep. Going back to the mansion by herself, I guess. There's that car again. Every goddamn time. I pull out of the deserted parking lot and drive back to the mansion. As I count the streetlights passing by, I go over everything Banshee told me. 50 years ago in the shelter, the cannon soldier went berserk, but it wasn't because of the army's experiments, it was her. The army was unable to stand up to the threat of her and the soldier. The Kujo family had used the Ninji Butsu to settle everything. Who was her? The Saya? However, she still exists in this time period. She was the one who gave me my mark. Before I lost my memories, I was planning on using the Ninji Butsu like they did before. I looked at the 8th shrine so I could be cleansed of its impurity. But somewhere along the way, it went missing. The past me probably couldn't have predicted that would happen. Okay. I'm almost back at Kujo Mansion. As my drive comes to an end, I focus on what the most important detail is. That's right, who she is. I have a hunch about her identity, but I can't be sure yet. We have a polo. And that definitely proves that she was there. 50 years ago, she made the cannon soldier move down the shelter. The Kujo family's had sealed her. They would have brought her to the mansion. The sacred objects for the project of which she was one were returned to the Cujos. Mary! Oh my god, I gripped the steering wheel tighter. If there's any way to defeat her, it just has to be in the mansion. I don't have any solid proof, but the fragments of my memories are whispering to me. Oh my god, it was Mary! They said that Mary was built like 50 years ago. Which, if she was possessed, and she had the mark on her too. It has to have been Mary. The entrance doesn't look any different. Oh, her mark's flaring up though. My mark burns. The sharp pain nearly brings me to my knees. Very loud. Turn it down a little bit. It seems she has no intention of hiding her presence any longer. New info is added to Spirit File. In pursuit of the truth. Partner. There's no mark bearers to choose from. Okay, figured. We're gonna do quick save. Boop, boop. And talk. It is. So, we meet again. Mary's voice is soft. I know now. Behind those words is hidden an intense lust for blood. Oh my god. You came back to life rather quickly. You gave me nearly a whole day, more than enough time. I admit that Rabbit's attack surprised me, but unexpected events can themselves be rather enjoyable. When I brought Mary to H Shrine, we caught sight of the rabbit there. It might have suspected Mary's true nature. That rabbit, its great love for you pushed it into recklessness. What was that rabbit really? Determine that for yourself. Who are you? Or, who are you? Know that and the answer will come. Although it is impossible so long as you bear the mark I gave you. I knew it! Oh! Mary gave me the mark. I had a hunch, but hearing it from her lips fills me with dread. Just what are you trying to accomplish? Dragging the living into the depths of despair before killing them. I believe I explained that as the spirit's utmost desire and joy, and I had your cooperation with achieving that. Cooperate? That is ridiculous. Oh, have you not realized yet? You did bring those pathetic mark bearers directly to the spirits, did you not? What about it? Also, who is that? We haven't seen that yet. They feared the spirit's existence, trembled in the face of death, the brief joy of their survival only to be crushed like miserable ants. I savored the taste of that fear and despair, most delicious. You had all of us help out, just to terrify the mark bearers even more? Clearly, I could have waited for the curses to complete if I only wanted them dead. That is not the only lie. Mark bearers must stay in small groups, do not contact outsiders. All my instructions were to drive you into a state of emergency. Not once did you doubt me. God, Mary, you're such a bitch. I bet she's telling me all of this because she wants me to terrify with how hopeless the situation I find myself in is. I'm frozen in place. I know my face must be as pale as death. She must be loving this. Don't tell me you created all those spirits just to accomplish that. Indeed. When Lady Christie believed divine wrath was the cause of the mark, I had never been more amused. Her foolishness was so delightful, I just had to come along with you. So you lied. Of course. How could a pile of broken statues possibly do anything? I could be imagining it, but I feel like she's hesitated for a moment there. 50 years ago, I was sealed away by the head of the Cujo family. I awoke here 5 years ago. At the time, I was still unable to speak and communicate, but it seems my awakening alone caused a number of ripples. Those who died unfortunate deaths on cursed land became monstrous spirits. The H elementary abuse, the honeybee mass suicide, Seko's assault and suicide, they all happened 5 years ago. I finally regained my full power a little over a month ago. Then the Buddha statue connected to me 50 years ago began moving. The woman killed by the statue was also influenced by my power. That must be the cannon soldier Zukawa. That's okay. Zukawa believed it was the divine oracle from the soldier when it had really been Mary. She did as the great Asura said and transformed herself into Miss Zu. Once my strength returned, I again bestowed my power on spirits. It connected humans to me and manipulated them into a panic. The mark. I know you've been toying with us, but, well, was there really a need to make us to be connected to you in some way? Of course. By being in direct contact with you, I could taste your fear. Even now, are you scared of me, Lord Flamez? No. Very admirable. Her porcelain face cracks. Oh, that's creepy, but okay. Ever since you declared that you would fight the mark, I have waited eagerly for this day. So, okay, so she's been drawing out our suffering by making the mark not kill us quickly. Over the past 10 days, I have tasted your fear through the mark. Thick and syrupy, as sweet as honey. Each savory morsel made me want to smash you to pieces, but I waited. I'm not so foolish as to kill a goose that lays golden eggs. That's creepy. Ah. But I cannot take it anymore. Like crushing a ripe fruit and sipping its juices, I want to break you down and savor your sweet fear. Oh! Okay! That was creepy. Alright. Knock it off. The mark has dyed a deep crimson. A few minutes left until death closes in. I believe this might be the end of it all. My thoughts blur together suddenly. What happens to a mark bearer right before dawn? I've seen it many times. Is that what's happening to me now? Lord Flames, wait for me. I'll kill. I can hear Mary stand up over by the sofa. At this rate, the rabbit's fate will be mine too. I have to run away. Check within the red in my room. Oh, so that voice is actually Kaya. Or Saya. So that means that's right, that voice. But what does my room mean? Focus, what does that voice belong to? Zasuka, she said it was someone who loved me. The only room with red in it was Saya. The other room had the utensils, not the utensils, the shipping stuff. Mary's coming closer, where should I run? Oh crap, my soul power is the same. Saya's room. Saya. Go. I only lost 4. That's even better than before. I sprint at full speed upstairs and fly into Saya's room. Nice. Okay, good. Much like the entrance hall, it's dark. A voice said, check within the red in my room. Is something there? But where should I look? The blood? The floor? I mean, only makes sense. Okay. I guess that was the right choice. Sayakuja's bloodstain is on the floor. It's obviously dry by this point in time. It's been 10 days. Crap. There might be something lying on top of it. I can't be sure as it's too dark. Nothing was there the last time I was here. Picking up, I discover there's a small pouch. Inside is a hard, thin object. I move over to the moonlight to see it better. Oh, it's the small Buddha statue. It can't be. Is this the Nenji Butsu? It seems to be stained with blood, and I get an ominous feeling from it. The impurity, it hasn't been exorcised yet. I instinctively know the instant I see it. My mind is suddenly flooded with all my memories of the ninjutsu, one after another. 50 years ago, the head of the Koju family used this to seal Mary's power. He put the ninjutsu inside her to seal her. Then, about a month ago, someone took it out. That person was me. What? Because of that, Mary regained her powers. The ninjutsu in my hand looks exactly as it did back then, full of impurity. Impurity that's built up from sealing Mary's power for 50 years. To cleanse it, I lit the ninjutsu at the uncontaminated 8th shrine. It would take time to exorcise all the impurity. It's already July, the summer purification rite is over. So why is it still impure? The object the rabbit had in its mouth. It could have been carrying the pouch then instead of the master key. Then the ninjutsu was taken away from 8th shrine before the beginning of July. Maybe the rabbit saw Mary by the shrine and was scared that she would find it, so it had no choice but to steal it away. Oh, so the rabbit ran up, grabbed it. The door to the adjacent room opens. Mary must be looking for me, but she can sense the presence of mark bearers. What's going on? Wait, is it possible that Saya's blood is protecting me? Bring it to where I meet my end. The voice whispers in my ear again. If this isn't where the voice's owner died, they must have met their end elsewhere. There's only one other place. While Mary's in the room next door, I sprint down to the entrance hall. I make a beeline to Mary's sofa in the spot where the rabbit died. The voice that spoke to me and helped me every time a spirit was closing in. If Saya was working through anything, it must have been that rabbit. Sensing something, I looked down at my hand. Oh, the blood's all gone. The ninjutsu's impurity is gone. Is this what you've been telling me, Saya? I speak to the departed woman who's guided me as I struggled without memories. Put the Nejibutsu, the source of the doll's curse. Press it to the black mark. Black mark? Then the whispers stop. What black mark are we talking about? The floorboards creak ominously. I raise my head to the staircase rising into the darkness before me. A dark figure stands on the landing. I found you! Ooh. The mark scorches me. My head goes blank. Uh-oh, she's getting closer. Bear's coming closer. My body won't listen to me. God. It's creepy. Lord Flamez. Mary closes her hands around my neck. She's trying to kill me. Yeah, she's been trying that for a while, buddy. The mark. Hit the mark at the thingy. I squeeze the Nejibutsu in the fog that's impeding my thought lift. It's still a struggle to think. I should be able to move my arms now. Put the Nejibutsu on the source of the curse. I only have one chance. Where should I stick the Nejibutsu? It'll be on her right arm. It's her right arm. Go. Go. I managed to drag my impossibly heavy arm and stick the Nejibutsu on Mary's right arm. Yeah, right there. She's hiding it. But I'm sure that's where the black mark was. Oh, maybe? Yeah, maybe she like put makeup or something on it. Dot dot dot. Even her drinks have like teeth. It's really weird. Ah, that's what she's saying. Marks blew on Mary one after another. They're all this color of blood. It's like they're the curses of those she killed. What she said. I survived. And I did steal her away, so hopefully my mark's gone? Maybe? Yeah? Maybe? Possibly? Mary shatters into dust. Did I really do it? I hesitantly look down at my right arm. Yes! It's gone! The mark is gone. I did it? I finally did it. I have to say it out loud to convince myself. A victory at the expense of Saya and the mark bearers' lives? I can't claim it's all over, but there's no harm being relieved for now. I mean, only one person died, shoo. The fog clouding my head clears away. My memories slowly return to me. I look at the dimly lit hall again. I know this mansion well, because I'm thinking I'm related to Saya. The clock on the second floor begins chiming wildly like it did 10 days ago. When I make my way to it, it stops, almost as if it had a will of its own. That's right, this grandfather clock. I think a skilled ancestor of the Kujo family crafted it. That one chisel may have been used to make it. That's right, inside this clock. I open the door and stick my hand inside. My fingers brush something hard. Taking it out, I realize it's a voice recorder. I press the play button. This on? This is Masamune Kujo. It's a man's voice, a voice I know all too well. It's my voice. I decided to leave this record behind in case something should happen. That doll may dispose of any files or documents. I'm banking on her overlooking a piece of technology. As I listen, I start to remember recording this. I'd done it right before I received the mark from Mary. Now, where should I begin? It started 5 years ago, 2 years after I became Kujo family head. Oh, crap, I skipped a few. But it took a while longer to fully understand what she truly is. If only okay. The great-grandfather who sealed her didn't leave any before his early death. Because of that, his descendants weren't told about the doll. Skipped ahead for some reason on some of those, but alright. I managed to learn the doll had been loaned to an army lab during the war. A strange old man who lived in an underground shelter told me. Then I went overseas to try to get more information on the doll. Oh, but I got into an accident while away and was presumed missing. So Saya became the new family head. I wasn't able to contact her until after she had inherited the title. It wasn't something worth contesting. So I explained everything and had her keep up the facade that I was missing. Public records still stated Masamune Kujo was very much alive, of course. I couldn't have used my passport or license otherwise. I'm off topic, sorry. I only just returned to the country last week. Other psychics abroad all agreed it would be bad to leave the doll be. A ninjutsu inside the doll still suppressed its cursed power, but I realized it was almost at its limit. If I left it alone, it would crumble. Then it'd be impossible to suppress the cursed power of the doll. That was worst case scenario. But what was to be done? Okay. So we didn't do it maliciously, we were just trying to clean it out, basically. The answer I came up with was to remove the Nenjibutsu from the doll temporarily. Its impurity will be cleansed after a month stored in a pure area, and then I'll place it back in the doll. If I succeed, the doll's power will be sealed for a few more decades. Okay, why don't you just get 2 Nenjibutsus and put one charge to be empty and the other one charging up evil power, and then just swap them out instead of having to do that. But the problem is that 1 month, I have no idea what kind of curse will be released when the doll is unsealed. I'll do what I can to prevent disasters, but my power can't compare to the Nenjibutsu. I can't guarantee anything. There may be victims again, like the tragedy 50 years ago. But this is a necessary evil. It must be done in order to prevent even more people from falling victim. After this, I'll disassemble the doll and remove the Nenjibutsu. I pray everything goes according to plan and the worst of evils is avoided. I hope this record isn't needed. But if the one listening to this has a loved one who's fallen victim to the curse, then I'm very sorry. We did kind of lose our sister, I think. The recording ends there. Damn it. I clenched my fist so hard my nails digging at my palms. Yes, the voice on the tape was mine, but I'm furious with it. I don't know that person at all. The mark has claimed so many victims over the past month, like the mark bearers. I even lost my little sister, Saya. She's just another inevitable victim that the voice spoke of. It had to be done, because we had to clear it out eventually. It had to be done. I'm Kazu Flamez, but I'm also Masamune Kujo. I understand why he felt as he had to do that. It was his fate. The Kujo family are forever linked to that cursed doll. But we just destroyed it, so we're not linked forever. Chapter 5, Cannon Soldier, end! Okay. Is that it, though? Is that actually the end of the game? Oh. I don't know what else to expect. Oh, okay. Apparently there's an ending. 2 months have passed. The occasional cool breeze signals that summer's almost over. I spent my time putting the case of the mark to rest as best I can. I put Saya to rest by burying the rabbit and contacted the surviving mark bearers. Putting the Buddha statues in places of honor was also one of those tasks. They weren't connected to the mark after all, but I couldn't just leave them there. Plus, there was no way Christie'd keep quiet about the statues, so with her guidance and Yusuka, Damon, and Banshee's help, I carried the broken statues out of the shelter and returned them to each shrine. Couldn't get the Ida help or anything like that? Nope, okay. By now, my memory is completely returned. Things didn't quite go as originally planned, but at least the danger has passed. I don't think my decision as Masamune Kujo was wrong, but at times, waves of powerlessness and despondency overwhelmed me. When I think of the mark's victims, of Saya and the mark bearers, my chest hurts. I want to do something for them as the new head of the Kujo family. About the memories I regained. I became the Kujo family head 7 years ago. I'll admit I was a bit of a recluse. I left the public appearances to Saya, preferring to stay out of the spotlight. The only photos of me are from a small local newspaper. I uncovered Mary by accident in the family's warehouse 5 years ago. It was a discovery that changed my life. I traveled extensively abroad in order to learn more about Mary. In one country, I got into an accident and fell into a coma for half a year. Even worse, that country proceeded to treat me as an unidentified traveler. I don't know if that was merely my terrible luck or if Mary's curse had something to do with it. When I was finally able to contact home, Saya had already become the new head. The rest was as the tape said. Okay. I had no idea that Mary's power was far greater than I imagined. All my efforts to suppress her power were completely useless. My memories unraveled faster than I thought. How did Mary come to be in the first place? One theory says a dollmaker in the 19th century used magic to create her. Another says the spirit of a young girl who died prematurely took up residence in a doll. In the end, it's still a mystery. No one knows what happened to create a doll like that. We only know that each of Mary's owners died tragic deaths. Shortly after the turn of the 20th century, she came to be owned by the head of the Cujos. He either didn't know of the curse or simply didn't believe it. Disasters began befalling the family. So this is all the early deaths that we were talking about. Mary gained enough power to become sentient and produce spirits. Then the tragedy in the shelter happened. The seething grudges of the experiment's victims and the Buddha statues, they may have triggered her awakening. Whatever Mary's true identity is, the fact remains she altered many people's fates, mine and the mark bearers included. Speaking of, an update on the surviving mark bearers. Hey! Let's get an update on them all. Oh, yay, Mo. Mo Watanabe became a part-time writer for her favorite magazine, Oop Arts Monthly. Nice. She sometimes comes to Cujo Mansion to interview me about spirits and ghosts. Aw, that's cute. Yeah, Tsukasa. Tsukasa Yoshida is studying every day for the middle school exams next year. He bragged in his letter to me about how well he did in the national mock tests. Aw, good job, buddy. Yoshida brought me a drink like he promised. Aw, good. Seems he's thinking about becoming a private detective. He actually asked me if I wanted to join him. Was he serious? I don't know for sure. We have, Christy. Christy Aramora has started writing an essay exposing all of her past affairs, but the contents are so scandalous no one wants to publish it. I heard her complaints over it the other day. Okay. Souza Morimiya was able to see her father. Aw. Later, she started asking me for advice about how to get her parents to reconcile. I have no idea if that helped at all, but she says they sometimes have meals together now. Aw. So with Ida. Ida Nakamatsu has gone back to surfing the BBS every day, as usual. But what's new is he's been stopping by the City Employment Center. Aw. I guess he wants to get a steady job and be a role model for Souza. Best of luck to him. Yay! A day doesn't go by that I don't see Kashigawa on TV as part of Love and Hero. She sent a ticket like she promised, but I need to drum up some courage to go to a concert for teens, alone, at my age. Yeah. Chawaka Yusuka is still working as the fortune teller in Ginza. Apparently she believes I have spiritual powers or something. She keeps sending customers with spirit problems to the mansion. I wish she'd stop. Madoka Hiro spends her days working as a researcher while also visiting the shelter. Her and Banshee squabble a lot, but I wish she'd stop complaining to me about it. Shuji Damon seems to be doing better now, like a weight's been lifted off his chest. He's in the process of convincing officials to publicize the shelter and build a memorial for it. And Banshee Itao has returned to his beloved underground shelter. He stops by the mansion sometimes, filling the place with the scent. Ugh. Of course, he comes to beg me for food. That's everyone. All the mark bearers who became victims, all for the sake of the terror Mary sought. Whenever I remember them, my chest aches and I can't help but think. Is it possible? Do they bear a dark grudge against me for surviving? I think the only one that died was Shu, actually. Crap. I'm so sorry. How many times have I murmured that useless and meaningless apology? But I become more determined each time. All I can do now is make sure that the tragedy never happens again. For that, I need to hurry my preparations for putting the Nenjibutsu inside Mary. The Nenjibutsu alone was enough to continue stealing her powers in the years to come. I must prepare extra spiritual measures. It's taken a long time to get those ready, but today I finally finished. I don't like this. Did the mansion just lose power? What's going on? What is this feeling? My arm is burning. Why is the mark... Oh no. Uh-oh. What's happening? Calm down. I need to calm down. First, I need to get a grasp of my situation. That's how I survived this long. I try to squeak. A horribly familiar noise echoes in the hall. There you are. Son of a... Deathmark, end. Whew, Vadoof. Jeez, okay. It's a lot to take in. Is it the actual ending? What am I looking at here? It's probably the credits, I'm assuming, right? Yep, this is localization. Okay. I liked it a lot, actually. It had a really cool story. I like how it really led up to it being divine wrath. Like, it let you believe that all. And then it's like, nah, it wasn't. It was Mary, the one that was helping you the entire time. But apparently it wasn't actually helping you. That was really, really freaking neat. The betrayal was extremely well paced. The entire story was nice. I like doing the voices for all the characters, which was fun. The only thing I really have a problem with... Oh my god, I just realized. What happened? Why isn't it showing anything over here? Alright, that was weird. For some reason, it wasn't showing anything on the actual capture. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Maybe because it's like a video instead of a cutscene. But I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really fun, interesting story. Some parts of it made little sense, but I feel that's more just my lack of understanding of Japanese spiritual stuff. And I learned a few things. I don't know if they're actually accurate or not, but they were pretty cool. I don't know if there's going to be an after credit scene. If there is, it'll be after. I'll make sure to include it after all this, but I just wish you didn't get the bad ending for losing one person. I'm pretty sure I got the bad ending. I'm going to take a look and see if I can find the good ending and see how that looks, but I like this a lot. I was actually really impressed with it. It is like $50 on Steam though. I don't think I'd pay $50 again. I'd recommend maybe picking up it was like 20, but this is actually still a really neat and cool game that had a lot of interesting parts of the game. Oh, I can view the game illustrations. It's being saved. Save all progress. Yeah, go for it. We'll save it in a third slot. So I hope you all enjoyed this series. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. I think it's just looping over back to the beginning of it all. But yep, this is just looping it. But if you like the video, please let me know in the comments down below. Seriously, really do appreciate hearing that from people. And I hope you all enjoy the next series I'll be starting, which I don't really know what it is yet. I have a few ideas written up on that board over there, but we'll get to it eventually. But if you liked it, let me know, leave a thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed to get updates on latest new content or go live while live streaming. And as always, have a great day. Remember to burn bright. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.